All right, so today at Women's Day, we profile an inspirational woman who, despite her disability, has managed to achieve a lot. Palesa Deejay Manaleng opted to focus on hand cycling after an accident left her paralyzed. Palesa joins us now virtually as we speak about her inspirational journey. Palesa, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports on Morning Live.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Palesa, before we get into everything that you've done with your career, I mean, moving from being a hand cyclist to being a journalist, let's talk about that life-changing accident for you in 2014. What happened in your life during that period?
So I had my accident in September 10, 2014. I took my hand cycle and my bicycle and I went cycling. I went down a very steep road. I hit a pavement and I flew into Palesa Deejay at the UJ Rugby Stadium. I snapped my spine, I broke ribs, punctured a lung and fractured a shoulder, and I sustained a head injury. I'm now completely paralyzed, and it was a whole new change from then on.
And you speak about that now, and it just seems so lighthearted for you, and you say it was life-changing. But talk to us about that journey, just, because not long after your accident, you go into recovery, you find your way back onto a bike, you become a hand cyclist. What is it that kept you going psychologically, emotionally, financially?
Financially. Well, let's start with emotionally and psychologically. I just didn't want to give up, especially because before rehab, when I was in hospital, I told my parents that I wasn't going back home. I was going to stay in Joburg on my own, and I was going to do it on my own. And just that voice that said, "You're not going to give up. You said you're going to do it, so just do it." So that's what kept me going psychologically. And I had a lot of friends who showed up, and also strangers, people that I've not met for a few days or a few hours or a few weeks, showed up for me and gave me advice and raised funds for me. So that's where the financial part comes in as well, because I was 2 weeks into a new job when I had an accident, and while I was in hospital, they terminated the contract. But also at the same time, they said that they gave me 3 months' salary, and the community where I lived raised funds and friends raised funds so that when I came out of rehab, I'd have something, while I tried to find a job now as a disabled person.
And it's just your point of view and your point of departure and just that positivity that you carry, Palesa, because despite all that, you go in to compete internationally, 6 national championships later, a grueling cycle from Pretoria to Cape Town. And that for me, when I saw that, and I was like, 2,200 kilometers to Cape Town and back. Tell us more about what motivated you to do that and the message that you want to send not only to young women out there, and I know this is a fight you've been fighting in terms of just visibility for women in sport, for women with disabilities in sport. What is your message for them looking at everything you've done in your career?
To keep fighting. If we don't stand up for ourselves, no one will. You can't sit in the back seat and hope for the car to go forward. It's not going to be easy. I know that. I've been playing sports my entire life, but there have been changes over the years. Even with para sports, visibility is still a huge issue, but it is better than, let's say, when I initially became disabled, which was 2014. I only knew about Oscar Pistorius. I didn't know there was a Zanele Situ. I didn't know there was a Peter Dupree, but now we know that those people, we didn't know there was a Cat Swan. We know those people exist now because the media is slowly giving us coverage, and we are also slowly but surely, standing on our own, taking over platforms and giving ourselves a voice. So continue fighting.
And Palesa, you speaking about giving yourself a voice. Let's talk about the power of recognition in what we do, be it from being a hand cyclist to now being the journalist that you are, that has won awards, and just how important that is for you, because we know as well in 2018 you were given a G Sport award. How important is that recognition?
Oh, it's very, it is recognition in my head works hand in hand with representation. Because once I got recognized, I could represent people who look like me, Black disabled women, in spaces and be seen. And I was been giving more spaces on air, on radio and television. Also, at the place that I worked at the time, they didn't know I was cycling or as a national champion until I won the award. And it gave me more time to teach as well in workspace. And I realized that with this award and with the voice that I'm given, not only can I say I'm proud to be a national athlete, but I can also say, let me teach you and let me help you understand what our needs are. And also let me use this platform to give others an opportunity to speak their mind and to say what their needs are. Because as a paraplegic, I can't speak on behalf of a blind individual or a deaf individual.
Well, Palesa, thank you so much for your time this morning, and thank you for sharing your story with us. Such an inspiration, and happy Women's Day to you.